Yay Networks.
What up, y'all? This is that was really loud.
That was really loud. Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Is Life. My name is Heather.
I'm C Money.
Okay.
They call me Jefe.
All right. So, Roman said that when he gets his Lambo, he wants to call it Boss.
He gets that from me.
He does. I was like, oh gosh, here we go.
Roman is really big into Lamborghinis.
He is.
That's all he talks about. He wants a Lamborghini.
He's getting a Lambo.
He told me while you were out of town, he said when he gets a Lamborghini, he's going to come and pick me up. He's going to take me to whatever store I want to go to.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ballin'.
But I'm not riding with Roman.
He said he wants a fast car, which makes me really nervous.
I'm not riding with
I'm going to put the little limit on his car for
You can't put
70.
a limit on
Yes, I
his
can. Yes, you
car.
can.
We're not doing that.
He's not going to know that.
What are you? But you. Oh,
I'm working on my control.
You know what?
Pray for me.
Even in the Tesla, I got in a Tesla and
There's a limit.
Yeah, you go to 90 and that thing was like, dude, start powering back. It was like, you can't go above 90. I'm like, fix this limit.
You changed it?
Took the limit off right for the time. I got to take the limit off when I'm driving because I'm a very aggressive driver. And sometimes you need.
That makes me nervous.
What? What's wrong with that?
Okay, so let's focus.
I'm
Let's
a very
focus
safe
on
yet
today's
aggressive driver.
podcast.
I'm very defensive.
So I just got back from Cabo,
in my driving.
hence my bronze. I'm tan. I had the best time.
You are so funny.
So me and Taylor went on a trip. We went on a mommy-daughter trip, and it was so amazing.
It looked great.
It was so much fun. It was like our first trip together.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to me how awesome she is on the road. Like, she thinks ahead. She automatically gets in the shower. Like, I don't have to tell her to do stuff.
Wow.
And then when she's tapping out, she's like, hey, guys, I need a nap. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, me too. Like, she gets my life. Amazing to travel with. So I made this post on social media, and I said, traveling first class with my daughter all over the world. So she's not impressed by somebody's son trying to fly her out.
Yeah.
I got a lot of mixed comments on there that definitely did not pass the vibe check whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So what some people were saying, or, what if my son can't afford it? And Jesus was a carpenter, so don't even worry if your son can't afford it. I mean, they went in on those comments. But then some people were like, oh my gosh, my dad and my parents were the same way. I'm not easily impressed. And so I think people took the idea as though I care more about the money part than like the actual character. And the caption, I said, just kidding. Her worth and value is not in any of this stuff. You know what I mean? But she's going to know her worth. She knows her value. And I kind of took it back because I grew up very, pretty poor, and I got flown out a couple times, and I was impressed by it. You know what I mean? Oh, first class. Oh, this is nice. Like, never seen nothing, never been anywhere. But our kids have been all over, right? So they're not going to be easily impressed by somebody when they get older that tries to flaunt money or things into their mind. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. I got it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's a good conversation to have, because I feel like, and I know a lot of our listeners are Christians, believers, they have such an issue with this money concept. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you need to be poor. You know what I mean? And I get it. I get what they're saying, and I get where it's coming from. But I think it's problematic because you need money. You want money, but you act like you don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you're saying you're raising your son now and he's a baby, then start investing for him. So when he gets older, he can fly somebody out.
They don't want to have that conversation.
You know what I'm saying? But in my head, if I would thought like that, I would be like, you know what? If she's saying that, you know what? I might need to get my chips up. Like, how can I go? I'm going to go to the library because it's free and check out some books on finance. And maybe I should learn a new skill, and maybe I should get another stream of income, and maybe I should start investing for my kids so my son can fly somebody out one day. You know what I mean? But we're passing on our mindsets to our children. So if you're pre-planning that your child's going to be broke, that's a problem.
That's good. But I mean, I think it's admirable that you even care what these people think, because you already know.
No, I don't.
I mean, and not like that, but I think it's even even
it's a good conversation to have.
You even read the comments, because I mean, I look at that stuff and I'm like, what baffles my mind is that you actually thought that your son would have a chance. If I can be honest, but I mean, just like you said, like it bothers me how people put their insecurities on other people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not responsible for your feelings. And obviously this was a very touchy subject for you.
Yeah.
And maybe because of how you live or where you grew up and stuff like that. But I mean, we don't feel bad about that kind of stuff because here's the thing. We have been seeking to help people, especially Christians, for years to level up.
15, at least 15 or 16 years, y'all. Multiple streams of income.
We have been talking about this for years.
This is nothing new.
And then you start trading. And then here's the crazy thing. Most people who do what we do gatekeep. They will never tell you the ins and outs. We get into rooms that we know everybody else can't get into.
Yeah.
We learn, we have to learn. And then we want to share it with people.
Yeah.
We host free webinars. We say, hey, we can mentor you. Hey, we can coach you. Hey, we can do this. Nah, that's a scam. Nah, I can't get into that.
They called it a scam. And it's like, these folks is retiring.
And we're like, hold up. But you're broke. You know what the scam is? The scam is you having to wake up with an alarm clock every single day to go to a job you hate to get paid for something that to be paid an amount that doesn't even equal out to your value that you're giving to. And then for you to get off work, to have to sit in traffic and then have to go get your kids so you can get ready for dinner, so y'all can get in the bed so you can do it all over again. And the only hope that you have is that you get ready for the weekend. So it's like,
or retirement when you're 70 and you're tired.
Ain't gonna be there.
But they're starting to lift their Social Security. They're saying that we're not going to have Social Security.
That's been the conversation for the longest. They're trying to raise
retirement age.
Raise the retirement age. And we've been trying to get y'all. This is so much bigger than just your sons or your daughters.
Yeah.
Like this is so much bigger. And for some reason, in the Christian in the churches, and I'm not saying the whole church. I'm saying in many of them. In some of them with Christians, it's just like y'all want to be broke so bad. Y'all want to be enslaved so bad. And at this stage of my life, Negro, get what you want.
No, it's like, aren't you?
I can't help nobody want to be helped.
But the thing is, it's like, aren't you tired of being broke? Like, aren't you tired? Aren't you ready to level up? Like, aren't you ready to go to another level? Like,
new skills.
But the thing is, it's a mindset. It's a poverty curse mindset that you have, and you almost have to say, all right, I've been living this way for how long? Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm tired of living check to check. Like, I'm tired of living bill to bill. Like, at some point, you have to step back and say, you know what? I have to break the curse in my family. And it starts with me. So maybe I check out those finance books. And I've been telling people about Busy Trader forever. And I'm watching people retire. I'm watching people making thousands of dollars. Like, I made $9,000 yesterday on a swing trade. And I was on Cabo on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, it's this mindset that people have, and they automatically assume that everything's a scam that's not their 9 to 5.
Yeah, and the biggest scam is the one that you guys are working. The biggest scam right now is college education. That's one of the biggest scams out there. I mean, right now you got students who paid full tuition and they can't go to school because they put all the classes virtual because they have protests on the campus. So now I paid full tuition to go sit in a class to hear a teacher that now I have to watch over on a laptop. Why didn't I just go to online school? Why didn't I just go to a trade college? Why didn't I? And then you have it, and then now we because school is so expensive. Yeah. Now we have to convince Congress or convince the president to do student loan forgiveness because the student loans is so much, and now we have high inflation, and now we have all these. But then
they're going to tax more of us to pay for the student loan. And
taxation is theft. I don't care what you say about it. It's theft, and it's continue. And it's like the scam. Like we've been in this position right now where we're just like, hey, we want to learn the tax code. When Donald Trump, I don't care what you think about the man, when he was debating Hillary, and when they were talking about his tax returns, and he was like, it was like, well, how are you able to do this, or you made all this, blah blah blah. He said, this is what he said, paraphrasing here. He said because I'm smart.
That's what I heard. That I'm so smart.
I heard that, and I remember looking at you, and I said, "We're stupid."
Yeah,
we're stupid.
And then he pay taxes.
He looked over here, and he said, "I do the same thing that she does, and all of her donors." He was talking to Hillary and all of her donors. He said, "I do the same thing they do." He said, "What I do is," he said, and then he said this. He said, "I didn't write the tax code." He said, "I find the loopholes." And so our thing is, we want to be able to learn. Hey, so let's learn about depreciation. No wonder why he depreciated all of his businesses in Vegas.
So then he can use
depreciation to go against, or even how to use appreciation in multi-family units. But you start talking about this kind of stuff, especially the Christian people who can't get over,
And they're like,
who can't
"No,
get over,
Jesus was poor. I'm going to be poor my whole life.
who can't get over the spirit of lust.
They're like, no,
y'all ain't tired yet. Y'all ain't tired yet.
I'm going to be poor my whole
can't do
life,
it.
and I'm going to judge everybody else who flies first class. Well, the thing is this, like, even in first class, you know, I have a you probably don't read our Discord, but I have a vacation fund where I trade for vacations. And you know that. I'd be like, babe, no, but listen, even if I didn't do this, but still, I use options to pay for a lot of our trips and then upgrade with points. I upgraded to first class for one of my trips I have in a couple weeks.
I don't even have to upgrade. Because most of the time when I get to the airport, they already upgraded for me.
They've upgraded because we have good
I'm
status.
Just like,
but again, we're smart. That's what smart people do, you guys. Smart people use their resources, like travel hacking, like learning a new skill to level up. I'm not okay with like being the same my whole life. Like I'm not okay with being average.
Right.
I'm not okay with just not growing. Like even our children we're passing that mindset onto our children. Right. When our kids turn 13, we're buying them a condo. We want them to manage it. We're going to open up an LLC or an S Corp, have them manage their real estate in it, find tenants, deal with paying the mortgage, all those different things. We're going to teach them that. And it's so important that like they have that mindset. So when they go sit down to sign the lease, the person's going to be like, who? No, this is your landlord. My 13-year-old son
is your landlord.
Is your landlord, right? Landlord. But again, but
here's the management company that's going to be running. So don't call him. Don't call none of us. It's the management company. They'll respond to everything.
Absolutely. We'll do all that. But what I'm saying is if you don't like where you are, like stop complaining about it and do something about it.
Using scripture about it. Like that's the craziest thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's the craziest thing to me. Like, I don't understand that. I just don't get it. And then here's the other thing. If you don't want that for your kids, if you don't want your kids to fly first class, don't let them fly first class.
Yeah.
Who gives a pile? Nobody gives a crap. We don't care. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Our kids, they like to fly first class. They don't always fly first class.
Yeah, they don't always fly it.
They know what economy feels like. They know what Delta Comfort feels like.
Yeah.
But hey, if we can get them in first class, we get them in first class.
We'll get them in first
class.
We
want them to be able to enjoy the pleasures of life. We want them
us working our tails off. And being resourceful.
We want to be able to get them. I wish I could have flown first class to Maui when I was 6 years old.
I flew first class for the first time when I was like 23 or 24.
I flew private before I ever flew first class.
That's crazy.
That's probably even worse flex.
Yeah, that's a worse flex. That's even worse. That's worse.
I didn't even know what first class was. I flew private, and then after private, then it was like, okay, then I started learning about first class, and I was like, why else would I sit back there? I don't know. And then what got me though is when I never forget, it was one time I was sitting in first class, and a guy sitting next to me, he crossed his leg and he looked over and he said, what do you do? And I said, I'm in ministry and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what do you do? And he was a business owner. He was CEO of a company. It was like a tech company. And we talked. And then he was like, he's like, those over there are my coworkers, blah, blah, blah. He said, that's my friend right there. He just came from a golfing trip, shook his hand, and he was in finance and other stuff. But I started to realize that the people I'm sitting next to are people of influence. They're people who have knowledge. They have understanding of things. So then that's when I started joining like the country clubs and stuff like that. The people are like, well, why would you go join that? Ain't nothing but old people there. Because these are the people who I want to learn from. Because y'all over here talking about, Drake. And listen, I love the whole Drake controversy. Love the whole thing. I'm in it. But I don't want to talk about that all day long. I want to be able to talk about investments and growth and land development and real estate and insurance. I want to be able to talk about, trust and wills and things that actually make a difference in people's lives.
And my thing is, if you're so broke, there's no way you can help anybody else.
No way you can help.
And like, we're able to buy my mom a house, you know what I mean? Buy parents cars. We bought people cars. Like, how can you be a blessing to somebody else if you are struggling yourself? And I think it's a blessing. We should want that abundance so we can pour it out and give it to somebody else. Not to bow down and worship money, because money is temporary. We know that, right? It's just the currency of this earth. We understand that. But
I don't care if you don't know it.
But you can still absolutely love Jesus with your whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, and also like to be successful.
People say my money don't make you happy. Listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I think you're a lot happier when you can pay your bills. I think you're a lot happier when you can pay for
when
groceries.
you're not stressed, right?
Y'all can use all these sayings all you want to, but money don't make you happy. And I've used them too. You know, I've seen a lot of unhappy people in mansions. That's true. Things happen. Yeah. But I guarantee you, one of the things they're not unhappy about is the fact that they don't have a mortgage. One thing they're not unhappy about is that they can pay their water bill. One thing they're not unhappy about is that their cars don't have a note on it. They can pay their car insurance. That they're not living paycheck to paycheck. They may have bigger issues. They may have some relationship problems or have anything else. But granted, that's that. But again, I'm sorry, but you know, you say money don't make you happy, but live without it. I mean, you know.
But the thing is, like,
go on a hike.
If you hate it so much, it's gonna run away from you.
Christos.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, oh, money. If you have a wrong relationship and a wrong way of thinking about money, you're not gonna attract it, right? And so the Bible says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Like, how are you thinking about yourself, about money, about all those things? I think it's important that we start to reset our mind and change the way we think about it.
I agree. I'm sorry. I gotta drink water all day. I'm getting like 2 gallons of water a day.
Crazy.
I mean, to just do
but
that.
This was a good podcast, baby.
I think so too. We're going to be back with y'all coming up. I do want to throw something out there to y'all though. We're looking to have a podcast tour starting in the fall. Got a couple dates. Got a couple cities already lined up. We're looking at some that we're locking in right now: Atlanta, Baltimore, and Miami. So our goal is we're going to continue to add to that list. Probably do 6 or 7 cities. So if you're listening from those different places, we would love to have like a team of people who can kind of, get in there, help us out, whatever it is. And
if you're in those areas.
If you're in those areas, it's going to be great. It's going to be 2 nights, Friday, Saturday. And our goal is just going to be just to have a good time. We're going to be podcasting just like this, take some questions from people. We're going to have some special guests in some places. It's going to be amazing.
Have a good time.
I just have a great time. So, hey, but we really do appreciate y'all constantly being with us. Share this with people. Make sure you subscribe. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Cornelius. And
my name is Heather.
Appreciate y'all. God bless you. Introduce us. We out this piece.